This is, here we are. Now we're on camera. There we are. We're just learning. We're starting things off here. This is the intermediate top 16 that we're about to take off with. As you can see behind us, this is the Riverworks here in Buffalo, New York, and we are in the middle of a bridal party. So last night we were doing a wedding. Tonight it's a bridal party. It's a full circle. We're going to see lots of nice, pretty girls walking behind us, aren't we?
And a bunch of ugly dudes.
Yeah, 100.
I've kind of been wondering, like, through this whole process, like, did the other events that are here know that they were double booking against a bunch of whiny, obnoxious drones flying around at all times?
I think they're excited. You know, you've got 55 drone racers that have made it here to Buffalo, New York. We've thinned the herd. We've cut the field down to our top 32. Now we're running.
Thinned the herd of Buffalo.
That's it. That is what we've done, Nurk. So we have taken our top 16, which you are in. Congratulations. I believe second overall qualifier.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And you're in the pro division, which is our top 16. We'll do a double elimination a little closer to about 5:30 or 6 o'clock tonight. And
for the bottom 16, we took all of the pilots. So we took 32, qualified 32. Top 16 went to a pro class. Bottom 16 went to the intermediate class. And so now we're running the intermediate class, and then later at 5 o'clock, 5:30, we're starting the pros. That's where I'm going to be racing. Up until then, I'm going to be hanging out here studying or streaming with everybody, and super excited to participate. It's yeah, we're looking to get the first heat started up here before too long. Hopefully we can get that all live and working. In the meantime, the first group of racers here are going to be Sidewinder from Cleveland, I believe. Fat Kid, also known as Soren, and then Air Badger and Carbon Fury. I don't know where they're from. But, yeah, these guys qualified in the 3rd, 6th, 11th, and 13th spot, respectively. And that's the equivalent of starting down at, like, 20th and below. But so these guys are in the intermediate class and are kind of battling it out for top position amongst the bottom 32 of our group here at the multi-GP, at the Buffalo Bando at the Buffalo Riverworks here in Buffalo, New York. I have to be really careful not to say New York City. I made a post that I was coming to this race and I was super excited about it, and accidentally put Buffalo, NYC, and I got annihilated for it. People were super pissed at me for having said something like that. It was an honest mistake. When I type New York, most of the time I'm typing New York City because I go there a lot to participate with DRL or with the Swatch tournament. And back to you, Joe.
Well, we're just, of course, ironing out some kinks. We had the thumbs up and the all clear, and then our connection between here and the Bando track, of course, has been disconnected.
Ironically, we're having video issues here and not on the drones where we usually have them.
Yeah, it's been an exciting weekend indoors, and you really liked that indoor qualifier course, didn't you?
I love it. The really, really flowy, fast, technical, small tracks. That's what I practice all day, every day. And so I was just having a blast with it. Like, I just got locked into that zone. Everything was flying nice, and it's great. Like, I love the outdoor track too, but that's my bread and butter over there, the indoor qualifier track.
And so I walked around and talked to a few pilots, and we're gonna let my new head of live streaming, Doug, to slide in. Now let's just switch up the scene a little bit. This is what we do. We'll tilt the camera. No, we won't. Yeah. So I walked around talking to all the pilots out there, and I heard your comment said you preferred if we were racing indoors for your championship for the top pro. However, you're the only pilot. We went out and did a survey. You're the only one that wanted to do that.
That doesn't surprise me. But at the same time, it's everybody has their preferences on how they want to be racing against each other. And so, like, I knew that I can be more consistent than I think most people on the indoor track. And I'm confident that I could do well on the outdoor track, but sometimes it's fun to be able to kind of take advantage of what you know how to do best. So I am not that surprised that other people disagreed with me. There are some weird parts about that track, but once you figured it out, it was really, really fun to fly.
Yeah, we definitely had a good time out there. Now this Bando course, now some of these pilots have thrown so many laps down on it. They've definitely got it dialed in. And we're going to see how it plays out. Not as many people practicing outside
Can I plug my Instagram? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
I got HD footage up there, so.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so if you are interested while we're waiting here to get started on the first laps, you can watch the analog here that we're going to be broadcasting from the pilots that are outside ready to fly. But if you're wanting to see what the track looks like ahead of time, you can go over to NERC FPV on Instagram, and I've posted a couple clips from the Buffalo Bando, both outdoor and indoor tracks, so you can see what those are looking like in crisp, beautiful HD. Before we get going with the analog video feeds here in just a few moments. Behind us, you can see the Buffalo River Works. It's this beautiful venue, probably one of my favorite drone racing venues ever. We've got, like, across the back, there's a bar with a bunch of beautiful, like, all sorts of choices. There is, we've got a tiny whip track behind us, which has been really fun to see people flying around and people come up and ask questions for us. But I think we're going to take a break from the stream.
You know, it's ironic, Nurk, just like our friends overseas in Europe, they started their program earlier this morning. It was afternoon their time, 7 o'clock our time. And they said, you know, that was it. We'll be back a little bit. We're going to fix some issues. We're going to do the exact same thing in honor of our friends in Europe today. We're now
showing solidarity.
Solidarity. So there we go. We are going to be back in a while.